into the island of Patmos. This is the place where St. John saw the revelation from God and wrote it down, the last book of the Bible, the book of Revelation. Going down and coming out of the grotto of John. How you doing, Father?
Hello.
Today ate a double breakfast.
You can have the video running. Just go on in. Get it. Okay.
Where'd you come from? Where? Did you go down?
This is the cave of St. John, where he had his divine revelation.
This was the entrance of the cave. So this is the artificial extension of the cave, a chapel of Santa Anna, a chapel of 11th century. And Santa Anna was the mother of Virgin Mary. And there is an icon, the icon screen with totally unusual topic, is an icon, is a depiction of Mother of Virgin Mary, Santa Anna, carrying Virgin Mary. You can see it on the right.
Image of John getting the revelation.
Please also watch your heads here. Okay. The best depiction of the rituals.
That's his pillow. This is it.
When we get to the point where Jesus meets his disciples on the Sea of Galilee, it says that Jesus built a fire, and it was a charcoal fire. How many heard me do this talk in Israel? All right, you can all take a nap. I do all this kind of. I do a lot more talking when we go to Israel. But it says that Peter came to Jesus. They had breakfast, and Jesus there was a charcoal fire. And my first question when I read something like that is, why does it say a charcoal fire, not just fire? This is the way you study the Bible, is by asking 1,000 crazy questions and then looking for answers. So what I did is I grabbed my iPhone, because I have over 5,000 books on my iPhone of studying the Bible. And I do a search for anywhere in the Bible where it says charcoal fire, because I think if I could find something else where it uses it maybe elsewhere, it'll give me a clue. Well, sure enough, there's 2 places in the whole Bible that use the word charcoal fire. The other one is at Jesus' arrest. So I read those two stories and I realize there's something really deep and rich here. This is the way John writes, and he writes the book of Revelation the same way. So when I go look charcoal fire, I realize the first time was at the house of Caiaphas the high priest, where Jesus has been arrested, and now Peter has denied Jesus, or is going to deny him real quick, and he's taken away and it's nighttime, and the servant girl says, "You're one of his, aren't you?" And he says, "I am not." Then she says again, "You're one of his." "No, I am not." And he curses, "Damn it, I am not." And then a third time a third question is asked in front of a charcoal fire while he's there getting warm. "You're one of his. Your accent betrays you. You're a Galilean." And he says, "I am not." And all of a sudden, a rooster crows. And Peter realizes he had just denied his Lord 3 times in front of a charcoal fire at night when it's cold. Now we fast forward to the end of the Gospel of John. And they're out fishing in the Sea of Galilee all night and they catch nothing. Jesus tells them cast their net. I'm not going to talk. I could talk about that for an hour, believe me. But they come ashore and Jesus takes them to it says that there's a charcoal fire. And in front of that charcoal fire, what does Jesus do? He asks Peter 3 questions. He'd been asked 3 questions at the other charcoal fire, and he said, "I don't know him, I don't know him, I don't know him, I don't love him, I hate him, who is he?" And when the number 3 in the Bible is very important because it means the ultimate, the final. You can't do anything more than 3 times. They don't have good, better, and best in Hebrew. They have, if you want to say it's the ultimate, it's holy, holy, holy. You deny somebody 3 times, it's ultimate. It's done, finished, irretrievable. But now in front of another charcoal fire, Jesus asks him 3 questions. "Do you love me?" "I love you." "Do you love me?" "I love you." "Do you love me?" "I love you." And I think all of a sudden Peter's eyes, it says that he was grieved. I think all of a sudden he realized that Jesus was giving him a chance in front of another charcoal fire, asking 3 questions to retrieve himself and to redeem himself. And he did. And that's one of the ways John writes. So when you read John's gospel, every single word is important. And a word like charcoal will give you, all of a sudden, open up a whole panorama of wonderful truths to study. So I got all that in my book. Buy it when you get home. I can buy Janet a dinner for another couple of weeks. Anyway.
On this pilgrimage, we have come from Ephesus yesterday to Patmos today, really following in the footsteps of St. John, more than St. Paul, which is something near and dear to Paul's heart, I'm sure. But the very idea of a pilgrimage is something that we ought to reflect upon, since we've been surrounded by Muslims for whom a pilgrimage to an earthly place known as Mecca is mandatory. And likewise, in the history of Judaism, a pilgrimage to an earthly site is something that was really mandated by the law of Moses for all Israelite males. What's so curious about our faith as Christians is that there is no place on earth for us as a mandatory site of pilgrimage.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Hail Mary,
full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb.
So we're leaving the island of Patmos behind, and here's all people sitting out here enjoying the sun. We're sailing, heading to the island of Mykonos, enjoying the trip.